Have you ever encountered someone whose presence makes you feel uneasy, as if they are draining your mental energy? A discomfort you can't quite explain, but every time you step away from them, you feel exhausted and empty. These individuals don't need to say harsh words or do anything overt. Their danger lies in their ability to silently, but profoundly undermine your spirit. They are the truly dangerous ones. The philosophy of Stoicism reminds us that the greatest threats do not come from the outside, but from what we unknowingly allow to infiltrate our minds and lives. Toxic people don't just affect you momentarily. They are the sowers of insecurity, doubt, and chaos, disrupting your inner balance and, at times, even steering you away from your life's direction. Therefore, recognizing such individuals is not just a skill but a necessity to protect the peace of your soul. Imagine this: if you fail to recognize them in time, these relationships can trap you in anxiety, make you feel inadequate, and worse, pull you away from your true values and goals. Life isn't always easy, but who you allow into your life and who you let influence you can make all the difference. In today's video, we'll explore 5 signs to help you identify a dangerous person, and more importantly, how you can apply Stoic thinking to maintain your composure, steer clear of toxic relationships, and live a free and meaningful life. Remember, inner peace is not something that happens by chance. It's something you must build and protect with all the wisdom you have. First sign: when encouragement becomes a weapon. We all make mistakes. It's an inevitable part of life. However, those who truly care for you will not exploit them. They'll help you recognize your errors and guide you back to the right path. On the contrary, dangerous individuals subtly encourage you to do the wrong thing, even convincing you that it's entirely normal. They don't push you overtly or blatantly. Instead, they use clever words, subtlety, and even a likable demeanor to mask their true intentions. They make you believe they're a positive, fun companion, always ready to support you. But their support only surfaces when you engage in self-destructive behaviors or stray from your values. They might say things like, "Everyone does it, what's the big deal? Relax, have some fun. You only live once, why overthink?" These phrases may sound harmless, but in reality they're tools to steer you away from the standards and ideals you once held dear. When you start to question or resist, they'll switch tactics and criticize you. "Why are you so uptight? You're such a buzzkill, always taking things too seriously." Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control what others say or do, we can control how we respond to them. Epictetus once said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Focus on the true intentions of these individuals. Even if they appear charming and sweet, their goal is to pull you away from your inner ace, weaken your will, and lead you astray. They don't offer companionship, they pose a covert threat. Recognizing such people is not only a means of self-protection, but also a way to uphold your core values and principles. Only by avoiding negative influences can you live a free, resilient, and meaningful life. Second sign: manipulation through subtle control. You may have experienced this without realizing it, or worse, blamed yourself for it. This manipulation is hard to detect because those behind it are often cunning in concealing their true motives. If you've ever felt like your emotions were dismissed, your experiences invalidated, or your connections with others were discouraged under the guise of "it's for your own good," then you might be dealing with someone who exhibits narcissistic tendencies. Narcissists don't control you with brute force. They do so through words, subtle actions, and psychological tactics. One of their most insidious tools is gaslighting, making you doubt your own feelings and perceptions. They distort reality, twist narratives, and make you believe you're at fault or incapable of making sound decisions. Isolation is another tool they use to maintain control. You might hear phrases like, "I'm the only one who truly understands you. Others just want to take advantage of you. If you love me, you wouldn't need anyone else." At first, these words may seem caring, but in reality, they're designed to isolate you from others, particularly those who could help you see the truth. For a narcissist, everything revolves around feeding their ego. They want you to rely entirely on them, and they achieve this by eroding your confidence, making you doubt your worth, and pulling you away from your core values. They'll make you believe that by following them you're on the right path, when in truth, you're merely serving their selfish agenda. Stoicism teaches that true freedom lies in mastering your own mind and emotions. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Narcissists manipulate you not through overt control but through subtle deviations. At first you may not notice, but over time, you'll realize how far you've strayed from your path and values, making it hard to return. Be vigilant of words and behaviors that seem harmless but are tools of manipulation. Recognizing these signs is the first step to breaking free from the control of narcissistic individuals. Hold steadfast to your values and don't let anyone weaken your will or lead you astray. Third sign: they sow discord and sabotage your relationships. This is a sign that many of us may have experienced, sometimes even in our closest personal relationships. These dangerous individuals often present themselves as supportive, ready to help you through tough times. But their true purpose is not to support, it's to divide. They'll encourage you to open up, sharing your sensitive issues, only to later use that information to create problems in your relationships. They are fake mediators pretending to be peacemakers but actually fueling conflict instead of resolving it. These people don't come to build, they come to destroy, but they do so subtly, making it hard to notice at first. Here's how they might act. Show empathy and support when you share your problems. Later, twist your words or speak ill of you to others, causing them to lose trust in you. Play the role of the peacemaker, making you believe they're trying to fix the relationship while secretly escalating the conflict. Such individuals don't want you to be happy or connected in meaningful relationships. They thrive on conflict and discord, as it gives them the power to control situations and manipulate the chaos they've created. Stoicism reminds us that personal relationships are one of the most important foundations for a meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Human beings were made to help one another. Therefore, anyone who tries to undermine your connections with loved ones poses a genuine threat." Their sabotage isn't always obvious. They often hide their true intentions behind sweetness and fake empathy. But take note, if your relationships seem to worsen every time they get involved, that's a clear sign they aren't here to help. Stay vigilant and recognize these sowers of discord. They not only harm your relationships but also erode the peace and stability in your life. Don't let them control you or your loved ones. Stand firm, protect your important relationships, and don't let anyone divide you with ill intent. Fourth sign: they are emotional parasites draining your energy. Have you ever met someone who initially seemed harmless, even supportive, but over time revealed themselves to be draining and exhausting? These individuals are emotional vampires who sap your energy bit by bit, leaving you in a state of exhaustion, unable to cope with life's challenges. Every conversation with them feels like a psychological battle. They carry an unrelenting negativity, make unreasonable demands, and use subtle blame tactics, making you feel responsible even for things that aren't your fault. Instead of recognizing that the issue lies with them, you end up blaming yourself, trying harder to improve the relationship and maintain harmony, even at the cost of your own mental health. These individuals aren't interested in building healthy relationships. They're here to drain your energy, weaken your spirit, and erode your confidence. At first, they may play the role of a companion, but their negativity gradually surfaces, like a smoldering fire consuming all your peace and happiness. Stoicism reminds us that while we can't control the actions of others, we are responsible for protecting our minds and energy. Epictetus once said, "A free person is not one who avoids all relationships, but one who does not allow the wrong relationships to enslave their spirit." Remember, trying to fix a relationship with an emotional parasite is a futile effort. Every attempt you make only empowers them further, like adding fuel to a fire. These individuals don't change because their sole goal is to exploit you to meet their needs, regardless of the harm it causes you. Recognizing such people and setting boundaries are critical steps to protecting your energy, confidence, and spirit. Don't let them drain your vitality to the point where you no longer have the strength to pursue what truly matters in your life. Maintain your inner balance and don't allow anyone to compromise the peace of your mind. Fifth sign, they instill fear and insecurity in your mind. Have you ever left a conversation or a relationship feeling haunted by a lingering sense of unease or dread? Over time, you might notice a transformation in yourself from a joyful, optimistic person to someone riddled with worry and fear. These feelings can be hard to trace back to their source. Often, we blame ourselves or external circumstances without realizing that external forces might be manipulating our minds. While we are responsible for our emotions and actions, we cannot ignore the presence of individuals who, intentionally or not, radiate negativity and seek to keep us trapped in a constant state of anxiety and fear. These people exploit your emotional vulnerabilities, knowing that fear and insecurity are some of the most effective tools for controlling you. They use these tactics subtly, introducing what-if scenarios filled with negativity, leaving you doubtful and worried. Employing gaslighting techniques to make you question your feelings, decisions, and even reality. Constantly emphasizing negative aspects until you gradually accept them as normal. These fearmongers thrive on your insecurity. They want you to feel weak, incapable, and dependent on them. The result is a vicious cycle of anxiety and helplessness that robs you of the ability to act or pursue meaningful goals in your life. Stoicism reminds us that fear doesn't arise from external events but from how we react to them. As Seneca famously said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. This doesn't mean ignoring fear, but rather confronting its source and asking yourself, who is controlling your emotions? Ask yourself, is there someone in your life who always leaves you feeling anxious or doubting your self-worth? Does anyone keep you in a constant state of unnecessary fear? If so, it's a clear sign that you need to establish boundaries or remove them from your life. Maintaining inner strength and refusing to let fear control you is key to a resilient mind. Don't let those who instill fear pull you away from your inner peace. Stand firm, protect your spirit, and live a life free from their negative influence. How to protect yourself from dangerous people. In life, the question isn't will I encounter dangerous people, but rather when will I face them? So how can you safeguard yourself from those who bring destruction? Here are 2 essential steps to help you stay resilient and avoid toxic influences. 1. Build a strong foundation of truth and awareness. First, understand that ignorance is not a shield. Stoicism teaches that wisdom and understanding are the foundation for facing any challenge. Epictetus once said, "No one can harm you unless you allow them to." To recognize dangerous individuals, you must cultivate clear awareness and avoid letting emotions or biases cloud your judgment. Take time to reflect and ask yourself, do the people around me truly add value to my life? Do they encourage me to become better, or are they dragging me down? Don't shy away from the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. 2. Act with wisdom. Once you've identified potential dangers, it's crucial to act decisively and thoughtfully. Wisdom does not mean excusing bad behavior or blaming circumstances. Instead, it requires you to set clear boundaries and protect them with all your mental strength. Avoid letting emotions guide critical decisions. Hoping that a toxic relationship will improve on its own without proactive change is a risky mindset. Marcus Aurelius advised, always act with reason and never let fleeting emotions sway your mind. If you've ignored your intuition or lost clarity in the past, don't dwell on self-blame for too long. Instead, learn from the experience and return to wisdom. A strong mind isn't one that never makes mistakes, but one that learns and grows from them. Wisdom is not only a defensive tool, but also a guiding light that helps you avoid toxic influences. It enables you to see reality clearly, set boundaries, and most importantly, prevent dangerous people from infiltrating your mind and life. Remember this, a strong and clear mind is the most difficult target to infiltrate. Stand firm in your beliefs, cultivate inner freedom, and never allow anyone to rob you of your peace of mind. By recognizing the signs of dangerous individuals and taking decisive steps to protect yourself, you can maintain a life of resilience, clarity, and lasting tranquility.